Hi, everybody. We are in Florence today, and you've heard a lot from me, Q, about well-read travelers, but I want to have a conversation with my dear friend and co-founder of Well-Read Travelers, Shannon and Q. And we're going to talk a little bit about our first pilot program from last year, Shakespeare's Italy, which was a 6-week course on a handful of Shakespeare plays and some related Renaissance literature. And then, of course, this fabulous week-long trip to northern Italy. So you've heard about this trip before, but I thought it would be really nice to hear from you about things that were special about it from your end. So
I'm very happy to be here to talk about it.
Yay. Okay, so Shannon, maybe you can talk a little bit about what the process was like when we first came up with this idea and kind of planning the first trip and course.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that when we started talking, because we've been friends for so long, and because travel has always been a part of our friendship,
Yes.
the very first time we spent significant time together was visiting each other while we were doing grad school study abroad in London and Italy. And that was so formative to our friendship. So then also we both were teachers, I think, who, as professors, have always been sort of learning in a special place has been an important part of what we do.
Absolutely.
So when we started talking about maybe doing a travel company together, we knew that what would set it apart would be to have this combination of learning, of the joy of curiosity, and making travel a part of that equally. So having the course, learning something new, and then being able to have the satisfaction and the surprise of walking through those spaces.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that for both of us, there was a lot that we knew that we had a lot in common in terms of our teaching and research interests already, but when we were planning the first trip, I think a lot more connections came up that we didn't even realize. So there were a lot of things that I learned from you during the course of that trip and course that I didn't know before, and I think vice versa, but also I think we realized that we had even more kind of interests, even if they're kind of weird niche little things that we were interested in that we didn't even know about beforehand.
Yeah, and I mean, when you think about it, these are Shakespeare's Italy brings together two incredibly famous subjects, Shakespeare and his
Yes.
works and Renaissance Italy. But they are just so intertwined because Shakespeare's works grow out of this Renaissance phenomenon, this explosion of art and literature that starts a century or so earlier in Italy. They feed into each other.
Yes, absolutely.
And when he's setting so many of his plays in Italy, it just there's just so much to see when you put those two things together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, what if you had Shakespeare, but you also had the best food and wine?
No offense to England, but we're going to give that one to Italy. Better food and wine.
Your wine is spectacular, England. Congratulations.
Don't listen to that, England. It's true, but don't take it too hard. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the trip itself.
Yes.
So there were absolutely some major highlights and major days on the trip that I think everyone will remember forever. I would love to hear a little bit more about yours. Favorite moments.
I think the moments that stick in my mind revolve around the trip to Verona, which in some ways, if you're doing Shakespeare's Italy, it's probably the first thing that comes to mind. It's we all read Romeo and Juliet in high school. We all saw the amazing Leonardo DiCaprio movie. But I think to be in that space and actually to be taken through the space by Italian Shakespearean actors who have put on the costumes of Romeo and Juliet and are really performing for you and moving you through the city, giving you both a taste of the play and a taste of the beautiful historic architecture in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. I mean, I knew it would be impressive. I didn't know it would bring me to tears.
Yeah, that's such a good way of putting it. I feel the same way, and I knew I had been the one doing the up to the day of the communications with the actors for this event, so I knew what was coming. And even I don't want to spoil this for anyone who comes next year, but even the moment that it started, when I absolutely knew what was about to happen, I was like, oh, for us.
Yeah,
it was.
That is what it feels like for us.
Yes. Yeah,
absolutely.
That was captivating. And for anyone who's thinking about doing the trip next year, anything that you would tell someone who's on the fence, or any particular points that you would say to someone who's thinking about it?
Yeah, here's one thing that I would say is don't be intimidated by having Shakespeare in the title of this trip. This is, everybody can enjoy this. Everyone can learn Shakespeare. Shakespeare was performing for everybody. These plays are not just for professors or fancy pants like we tend to think of today. You can bring as much energy to it as you want. If you want to read every single footnote, do that. But most of our travelers didn't. Some didn't read at all.
We had a huge range of buy-in in terms of doing the reading, which is fine. Yes. There's no required level of reading for the class.
But here's what I will say is if you're thinking about this trip, you probably love to travel. There's a difference between showing up at a space and saying, okay, what are the tourist hotspots, or even like what are the coolest sort of underground restaurants? There's a difference between either of those experiences, which will still be great, and coming in with all this anticipation, even if you've only done a little bit of the reading, or you've heard Q talking about it in class. There's just a difference between showing up with you have a different instant connection with the city. You feel like you belong in a different way. You feel excited, curious, joyful, surprised in a different way. It is an absolutely different kind of travel in my mind, and that you should treat yourself to that experience, especially because the classes aren't like the way we think about class in high school. It's not a drag. It's a pleasure. You're like, after college, after high school, you just never have a chance anymore to get together with like-minded people who are curious about a similar topic and just talk to each other.
Yes.
Q doesn't run class like a lecture. She runs it like a conversation. One thing I will say is that I told Q after the first class that we did together, I said, because we've been friends and professors together for so long, of course I knew she was an expert, and I knew rationally she must be a talented teacher because she's got a great job.
Still got a job.
But some people are good researchers and some people are like gifted teachers, and Q is a gifted teacher, and she will make you feel like she is bringing you along through a story. And you should treat yourself to this entire experience, weekly story time, and then living the story feeling like this is for me. I'm Juliet.
But you don't have to die at the end. Please don't. Please don't.
I mean, oh God. Spoilers. One other thing I'll say is that I think there is something about being in community that is so different, even than being on a trip with somebody like a beloved partner or a family member or a close friend. I think sometimes you can maybe feel a little bit nervous, like I don't know all the people who are going to be in this group. That is also part of the magic. Is this feeling that we don't get often after high school or college, being like, I'm away from my normal life with a group of like-minded people. These are like also curious people with interesting lives, and by the end of our week, our group were fast friends.
Absolutely. Yes.
Saying goodbye at the last dinner was like saying goodbye at the end of summer camp.
I cried so hard that I am still dehydrated when we all left on the last day.
Actually, last thing I'll say is that it is just really nice in this life to feel cared for. If you are thinking about this trip, you're probably the kind of person who in your life does a lot of caring at your job or for your family, and keeps, just there's a lot of energy to keep life moving. Let somebody with years of experience as a travel planner, a teacher of different kinds, let this person care for you. Let her plan a beautiful trip for you, guide you through it, and you just get to experience the joy of learning with her and with new friends.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love you.
I love you so much.
And I love well-read travelers, and I'm so jealous of you for getting to go.
Okay, thank you so much. It was wonderful to talk to you, and more videos soon.